What is happening, AJ Gamer Dude here, and let's talk about Magic the Gathering announcing a Secret Lair crossover with SpongeBob SquarePants. And this might very well actually be the reason that I get back into Magic, because I am very excited about this and I definitely wanted to share it, but also I only just recently learned about this, so why the hell not? Let's talk about what's going on with SpongeBob in Magic, but also the Magic community's response, not necessarily response, but the general consensus on what seems to be happening. And it might not necessarily be a general response, but let's just say people are just not happy about the situation, let's put it that way. So, just to kind of sum things up, Magic the Gathering has had its fair share of odd crossovers since the debut of Universes Beyond in 2021, but Wizards of the Coast has announced one of its weirdest is coming in 2025. Now, keeping in mind, while it is one of the weirdest that's coming in 2025, they crossed over with My Little Pony, just to give you an idea. And I think we're talking about the Friendship as Magic MLP, but I could be wrong about that. I haven't gone back to look at it, but I just thought that that was kind of an interesting idea. SpongeBob SquarePants will be coming to MTG via an exclusive Secret Lair crossover sometime next year, bringing Bikini Bottom to your table. And I just love the idea of saying I will, I'm gonna tap my Krabby Patty for 3 mana. Like, that would be great. If I'm being completely honest, that sounds excellent. Like, I could see that being an artifact, I could see that being food, I could see that being an enchantment. It could be anything really with Krabby Patty, where it's like you've got like lands like the Krusty Krab, SpongeBob's Pineapple. Like each building or structure in Bikini Bottom could be its own land if you really thought about it. That sounds really cool. Announced at MagicCon Vegas, we didn't see any cards or art for the set. The only thing we know is that it will exist at some point, and we all need to adjust to a world where Squidward could potentially be your commander. And of course we have handsome Squidward, let's never forget. Universes Beyond Secret Lairs come in one of two flavors. The first is like the Arcane and Fortnite crossovers, which took existing cards and reskinned them to be based on their properties. The second flavor are more like Street Fighter and Stranger Things drops, which included mechanically unique cards never seen before. And just to add on to the second flavor of mechanically unique cards, I would say that My Little Pony definitely falls into that category as well. It's anyone's guess as to which of the SpongeBob SquarePants will be. As to which of the two SpongeBob SquarePants will be. For it to be announced this far out suggests it could be a mechanically unique drop, while on the other hand, crossovers with more out there properties like Fortnite have usually been reprints. And the funny thing is, I do actually hope it's the second one where there are some mechanically unique aspects of it, because not only are you adding a property into a game that people could like, but also the fact that you are making it unique and making it feel like a fresh new experience if other people did want to jump into it. However, I can get where people might get angry here, because it becomes, as Fortnite has been added to MTG, this could feel like a Fortniteification. The fact that more than 50% of MTG might not necessarily just be Magic the Gathering cards, if that makes sense. So, Sponge is already a creature that exists within Magic, and so we've got Thought Sponge and Walking Sponge as the sorts of examples, so they could definitely build on that aspect of it. But one thing that's going to be very interesting is the fact that they are, with competitive Magic especially, there's going to be a bit of reworks, and they're actually going to allow Universes Beyond packs and series of cards to actually be played in Modern Standard, which I thought, not Modern, just Standard, because Modern is a different format to that of Standard. So apparently they're going to allow Universes Beyond to be legal in all formats. Oh, here we go. Actually, no, it's right here in the article. I just didn't see it. Next year is going to be a huge one for Universes Beyond, Magic's crossover brand. Starting with the launch of Final Fantasy in June, all Universes Beyond sets will be legal in all formats, including Standard. They'll also make up half of Magic's yearly releases, alongside more traditional sets based on the Magic multiverse. whether we're looking at something like Bloomborough, which is what people have been kind of very much looking forward to earlier on in the year, and a massively successful, I think it was successful. I have to go back and watch the professor's video on this, because if you are a Magic enjoyer, then I'm sure you would have already sat down and watched videos from Tolarian Community College, because when it comes to Magic content, there is no better channel on the internet. As SpongeBob is only Secret Lair drops and not a set, it won't necessarily be legal in Standard, Modern, or Pioneer, unless it's a reprint of a card that already is. However, they will be legal in Commander, Vintage, and Legacy. Wizards of the Coast hasn't revealed when or in what form we'll see Secret Lair SpongeBob SquarePants, but it's going to be sometime in 2025. And now let's go over to the Reddit for MTG, as one very brave soul by the name of Homosexual Links asks, why is everyone so pissy about the SpongeBob Secret Lair thingy? And a lot of people are like, okay, I don't like ads in my TCG, sure enough. And then we've got a couple of interesting things to note. Some players have been playing for decades. I know some guys who have literally been playing since the 90s. Their main complaint is how for the longest time, Wizards of the Coast wanted to stay away from mixing Magic with anything else, including D&D. And it's worth keeping in mind, but Magic was kind of dying before they did release Universes Beyond originally, so that actually ended up bringing in more players and more interest into Magic the Gathering. So I thought that was kind of an interesting point to make, though I'm not 100% on how truthful that is. So there may be some fish paste going on in there. I'm gonna put in some SpongeBob references, so let's just go with that. Even with the first Universes Beyond, we were told that this wouldn't happen too often and likely wouldn't impact Standard or Modern. And now we have Assassin's Creed and Lord of the Rings porting straight into Modern, and next year we have multiple Standard sets that will be Universes Beyond. So that is a very interesting thing to keep in mind. A number of Universes Beyond may have been fine with it, at least still feels like it could take place in Magic related plane. So when we think about stuff that could be based in the Magic planes, we've got stuff like Lord of the Rings, Warhammer, and Fallout. Cool, that makes sense within the universe of Magic being a more fantasy-oriented world. However, SpongeBob, that seems like a bit much for an IP. I mean, I just thought that this was kind of like, an interesting way of like looking at things. I mean, like there's a bunch of stuff going on here in the actual Reddit, but I just thought that was actually an interesting thing to kind of read off of the Reddit. If we're going with Universes Beyond, a Witcher set would be cool. I 100% agree. That would actually be pretty fire. And I think what makes the whole thing even better is if the Witcher set had somehow mechanics unique to the Witcher set that made it play a lot more like the Witcher card game. I forgot what it was called, the card game in Witcher, but that would be very, very good, I feel like. But yeah, I just thought that this was an interesting thing to kind of learn about, but also talk about the community. Even though I'm not necessarily part of the Magic community, again, I play more sort of Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, Weiss Schwartz, stuff like that. Like, that's where I fall under. So to actually see something that's out of my general realm of understanding with MTG, and I do actually have a couple of commander decks that me and my little brother kind of sit down and play every now and again, it doesn't change the fact that this is going to be a fascinating product, and I'm certainly going to be getting it whenever it does drop. I'm just not too sure how popular it would be. Of course, we know that there is a bit of distaste towards it, given that Universes Beyond is now going to be affecting Standard and Modern to some extent, so we'll just have to see how things go. But with all of that being said though, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 400 subs in the not too distant future, and with all of that being said and done, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.